guys, I am so excited you are back here again this week. I am Lori, and this week we're gonna be attempting Russian piping tips except using Italian meringue. First of all, I'm aware that the Christmas tree and this beautiful winterness is still in our background, and I'm okay with it, but I have a really good reason why it's still there. Last week we flew out to Vegas for the full week with ADT, and I'm so excited to say that they were sponsoring this week's video. I'm gonna tell you guys about that crazy trip in a bit, but let's get on to the video with this like fluffy whipped cream looking stuff. So I usually use an American buttercream icing, which is basically like fat and icing sugar mixed together with some vanilla. But last week I used an Italian meringue buttercream to do a snowflake carving video, and it is so soft and silky and fluffy, kind of like whipped cream. So it got me thinking, would this look good on a cupcake? And with Russian piping tips, will it actually pipe, or is it too soft? And because we've done so many Russian piping tips videos, I have this huge collection of Russian piping tips. And I know that these 3 stacks don't actually look like that many piping tips, but when you spread them out, you guys can see I actually have a Russian piping tip problem because there are 67 tips here. And that is not even all of my tips. I also have pointed Russian piping tips and ball Russian piping tips. If you guys have no idea what Russian piping tips are at this point in the video, they're these big tips that when you pipe them, they create these beautiful little flowers on them. And I've done lots of videos and you guys keep watching them, so I keep making them for you. Let me know down below if you guys want to see in a future video, not today, but a future video of me using all the Russian piping tips I own in one video to see the difference. But for now, I'm just gonna pick out some and then color my buttercream, get in some piping bags so we can get started and see what it looks like. This was supposed to be like a nice, soft, pretty teal. I don't like how it looks. It looks too green. So instead, I'm going to turn it into my leaf green for the leaves and do another blue. That's much prettier than this one. So what I've noticed so far is the main difference between an American buttercream and an Italian meringue buttercream is American buttercream has a lot more stiffness. At least you can control that with icing sugar, and you can change the consistency. So I played around a lot with Russian piping tips, and the consistency, and the softer it is, the harder it is to pipe, because then it kind of just all smooshes together. So it's just gonna be really soft. And I think the tighter the design on the Russian piping tip, the harder it's gonna be to pipe. I picked more of like an open design right now. So let's see how it goes. That doesn't work. You just gotta touch and try to lift up. That's better. There you go. Okay, that's much better. I think if you just kind of like try to push out and pull up, it just kind of like blends together like a little like poop blob, like a pink poop blob. Basically the problem is the icing is so soft because it's so beautiful and silky. It's also so soft that all the kind of different shapes in it blend together into one blob. I don't know, but I'm just gonna fill the rest of my piping bags and then try these on a cupcake. My icing is all ready. My cupcakes are all ready. I'm about to combine them for the first time and see what happens. But before I do, I want to say a really quick thank you for ADT for not only sponsoring this week's video, but for also taking us on this like incredible trip to Vegas. They flew us out to Vegas for CES, which is the huge tech conference that has all the latest and greatest with smart tech. Spoiler alert, there were a lot of robots. We stayed in an amazing hotel with the perfect view, spent 8 days just exploring Vegas, eating incredible food, and rented a sports car and drove out to the Grand Canyon just in time for sunset. It was perfect. We spent 3 days at ADT's really cool booth that they had for CES, where I hosted 4 live cake demos And I learned so much about their diverse smart home products. The product I am most excited about is their video doorbell. You can answer your door from virtually anywhere in the world and see a live feed for who's at your door. Using their smart locks, it basically turns your phone into a smart key so you can unlock your door for someone while you're off traveling. Check out the link down below to learn more about their amazing products and why they are the #1 smart home security provider. Thank you so much, ADT. We had actually like an amazing time, and we will come with you guys to Vegas any time of the year. Now let's get into these cupcakes. There we go, that worked. I just have to do that a million times more. This one is so tight and such little details. Is that gonna come out? That's what I'm talking about. This is the problem. I don't think it's gonna work. I think it's just got too much detail. Like, look at all the detail that's in that tip that make a pretty flower, but as soon as you go to pipe it, all that detail is getting completely lost. I know that this tip has worked with American Buttercream because I have used it before. Cut to B-roll of me using it before. See? It worked. Like, it's not the best flower because it's really short for Russian piping tip for a cupcake, but that icing did work better with this tip. I know with Italian meringue, when you put it in the fridge, it hardens a bit more because that's what I did with my snowflake carving cake. So I'm gonna pop this in the fridge, and maybe if the icing is a bit stiffer, it'll keep its shape. And while that cools, let's move on to the next one. Why? Why icing? Why are you doing this to me? I think for every tip, I'm just gonna have to try them on the table before the cupcake because this is just becoming a problem. Half of them are blobbing and half of them aren't. I don't know. I'm just gonna put some leaves on it and call it beautiful. Just realizing I'm like holding my breath as I'm doing them. Proud moment. They're all perfect. I didn't mess up one of them. We're halfway through our cupcakes, and I think the rest of them I should marble the icing. I love this technique for 2 reasons. 1, it's a really cool technique, and I'm excited to show you guys if you guys haven't seen it before. And 2, it always looks so amazing with Russian piping tips. They look incredible when you marble the icing. Basically, you're just gonna take one color and smear it all along the outside, and then you're gonna take your second color and only put it down the center. Then when you pipe it, you're gonna have a 2-colored flower. Make it work. That's really, really pretty. This might be my favorite tip of the day, but I feel like it's not working well because it's so soft. So I'm also gonna stick this one in the freezer. Just stick this out of the freezer, so let's see if that helps hold its shape a bit better. Look at that! You can see like every little detail. So I have a theory here. I think because it's cold, therefore stiffer, it's getting more of that ripped off look at the top because it's stiffer. Also, because it's stiffer, you're seeing a lot more of that like dimension and shape, which is very pretty. All in all, I love the way the Italian meringue worked on these cupcakes. I think they look really gorgeous, but I think I've actually hacked and figured out the perfect recipe for Russian piping tips. So if you guys want to see that video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and let me know down below. And thank you so much again to ADT for sponsoring this video. I promise, guys, the Christmas decorations will be down next week. I'll handle it this week. And I will see you guys back again. Cue sexy B-roll.